Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Erin, and today's video is a little story time and it's kind of personal. It's how I went from not reading at all to becoming a huge 24/7 reader who's read almost 200 books. So let's get into it. So when I was 8 years old, lockdown hit and I was super bored all the time with school being online and not being able to talk to any friends or anything. So my dad bought me a bunch of picture books to keep me busy. And I know, what kind of 8-year-old is reading picture books? Most kids my age were reading books like Haiti and The Time Traveler, books with actual chapters and stuff. But my dad bought me my first picture book because I didn't read at all, okay? And I actually loved them. You can see it. And I fell in love with my picture books. And so after a while, my dad thought that it was time for me to take a bigger step and read my very first novel. So he went ahead and bought me my very first novel. Ignore how it's literally in two pieces. It's a very well-loved book, okay, and it doesn't have a cover. I'm pretty sure I lost like a chapter between these two, but it's okay. And so I was kind of scared to read it because like, oh my god, Dad, this doesn't have any pictures in it. How am I going to read it? So he read me the first story in this book and then encouraged me to read the second one myself, but I didn't want to. So he read me halfway through the second. And then I started to slowly read it myself and I realized that reading it myself was so much more fun. And I would tell my dad or my sister about the story like, oh my god, and then this happened. And that was just honestly one of the most wholesome moments of lockdown. The book was The Naughtiest Girl by Enid Blyton, and he eventually bought me like the entire series of it. He continued to buy me more books during the lockdown like Secret Seven, Tom Gates, Mallory Towers, St. Clair's, and it was honestly amazing. I loved it. And so in lockdown, I had a friend who was my neighbor, and she introduced me to Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And I was like, oh my, and I thought, oh my god, this is so funny. And it actually has pictures and stuff. And I fell in love with Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and I bought so many of them. I literally have even more in my home, and I don't buy the new ones, but I still love reading them. And that's how I fell in love with reading in the 3rd and 4th grade. I continued to reread the same books over and over again because we didn't have that much shelf space. I was stuck reading the same books over and over and over again. But honestly, I loved it and I have all the stories memorized by heart now. After that, when schools finally reopened and lockdown was over, I was in 5th grade. And I made lots of new friends. And my best friend, who was also a reader, gifted me the illustrated version of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for my birthday. Now, I didn't want to read Harry Potter at all because it was so overhyped and I just didn't like the idea of a wizard boy for some reason. But when I got the book, I couldn't help thinking that, the cover looked rather nice and I might as well read it since I already have it. And I'm so thankful that I did because I fell in love with it. I loved Harry Potter so much and I did not know why I was awaiting it for so long. I already had the 3rd book because my sister got it for her birthday, so I read that. And then I also read the 4th and 5th book, but I did not read the 1st book. I read that like way after, and we'll get to that in the next bit of the story. And anyways, so I had a friend who was a reader and it was amazing. We would just talk about books and stuff. And our 3rd friend, I was basically in a trio and we convinced our 3rd friend to read a book too. And she started Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. And I think she's still reading it because she never completed it. But yeah, it was really wholesome for me. And in 6th grade, the unimaginable happened. 6th grade, my uncle gifted me my very first Kindle. It was like entering a whole new world. It was amazing. I was enthralled by how I could just open this device and read like as many books as I wanted. It was honestly amazing. I kept downloading PDF after PDF after PDF and I read them all. It was amazing because I could finally get more books without wasting any shelf space. And I finally read the first book of Harry Potter on this. This Kindle was a major milestone in my reading journey. After that, I would watch a booktuber, Magic by Macaulay, that's Harry Potter skits, because, as one does. And I discovered Percy Jackson through her. She said that was very comparable to Harry Potter, and I was like, I must have it. I bought it, and I read it, and I became obsessed. I was in 6th grade at the time, and I told my best friend about it, and she read it too, and we were both head over heels. I spent the entirety of 6th grade reading the entire Riordan verse, and I was so in love. After that, I discovered BookTube. The discovery of BookTube was like a hatching of an egg. I know that's a weird way to put it. I started watching Magic by Macaulay's long-form videos, and then I watched other creators' long-form videos, and they recommended me so many books, which I started reading in 7th grade, which were all, your classic YA, and I loved them so much. And I thought, I want to start a BookTube too. I want to share my love of reading. And so I did, and I have you guys now. But then I discovered editing, and I started to edit, but now I found my way back to BookTube, and it is honestly the best thing ever. Yeah, that's the story of how I went from reading no books at all to reading 200 books to this day. You or someone else think that, oh, I'm not a reader, it's too late to start, I only read a couple books. It's never too late to start. I started late. I was below the average reading level when I started reading. And now I'm way above average, and I'm better than most of the readers in my class. So yeah, you can always start reading, whether it's at 8, 13, or even 30. All it takes is one book. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, please like and subscribe, because I'm kind of sweating right now and it's really hot and this took a lot of effort to make.